Hello everyone, Crimson Typhoon 7 back with another deck profile. Today I'm actually going to go over a modern deck profile because my buddy Everest got top 64 at the Philadelphia Regionals that happened this weekend. There were over 500 people there, so it was 10 rounds of an insanely grueling event, and he did really well with Synchron in the current format. So I'm just going to put it over to him and he's going to explain the deck. So yeah, here we go.
Alright, going through the Synchron cards first. I have 2 Jet Synchrons, 1 Assault Synchron, 2 Revolution Synchrons, and 2 Stardust Synchrons. Revolution is a card that a lot of people like to cut down to 1. I'm liking it too, you'll see why later, but just a nice card to have. And then as far as other Synchron cards go, 1 Stardust Trail, 1 Illumination, just kind of necessary for the combo with Stardust Synchron. And then Synchro Rumble and 3 Synchro Overtake. Overtake's a really good card. It just summons Jet from the deck, but it doesn't have the same weaknesses that Black Witch has, which really make me kind of hate that card. But keeping it going here. Got 3 Enchantress for the Adventure Engine, 1 Griffin Rider, 3 Right, 1 Fateful, 1 Draco back, and the honorary last or 10th card, Foolish Burial. Just really standard Adventure Engine. The Adventure Engine is really what honestly carries this deck. It lets you play through Floodgates because Draco back and Autumn gives you all your bodies. Like, this deck is not playable without the Adventure stuff. Then the other engine that you're kind of required to play that I'm not the biggest fan of still, 3 Wanted, 2 Black Witch, 1 Sinful Spoils. So with the Black Witch engine, if you open Black Witch plus Right or any of the adventure stuff, that is the best opening you can have. It doesn't really lose to anything. It's highest ceiling, and so you're kind of required to play this as a result. But my biggest issue with Black Witch is if you activate Synchro Overtake, or I was running 1 for 1 and 1 Black Witch for a while. I'm still kind of back and forth on what I prefer. But Black Witch, you summon it, they can Mourner it, they can Veiler it, they can Imperm it, or they can Ash Blossom the Snake Eye. Whereas the other ones only lose to Ash Blossom. And when there's nothing else really good to hit in your deck, this just can turn into a choke point where so many hand traps that wouldn't affect you normally just end your turn. So, is it not the biggest fan, but gotta run it. It's still pretty good. Then other generic cards, 3 Reborn Tengu. Don't run Fenrir. Fenrir sucks. Maybe a hot take, but
Kind of is.
grind game, Fenrir is a good card, but it doesn't really get you started with a lot of combos. Like Reborn Tengu plus Synchro Overtake is combo. Reborn Tengu plus Revolution Synchron is combo. And there's just a lot of boards that you can kind of play through just because you get so many bodies off the Tengu that it lets you try and keep a push going where normally you wouldn't be able to.
How many times did you draw 2 Tengu in 10 rounds?
I drew 2 Tengus twice in 10 rounds. I lost both of those games. It's gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm on a 50 card list. Like, it's not too bad. I still prefer having Tengu to not. Other cards, 2 Small World. If you're running the Tengu engine, I do think the Small World engine, definitely you want to go with it. You could run it at 3. I just wanted the extra slot for other stuff. Just about anything in this deck will bridge into just about anything else. Like, you can use Tengu into freaking Stardust Synchron into Water Enchantress to get you into your right combo. You can turn other cards into Synchron starters. It's just a good card. Especially these cards just all work so well together with it. And other generic cards, Called by the Grave, 2 talents. If you get talents off early in your combo, you get to look at your opponent's hand, you just know you've won the game at that point. Like, you're not losing if you resolve this most games. Plus, it's really good going second. Plus, you just try and push through boards. Called by, you could cut if you want to. I like it because U-Bell is so big right now that just being able to use this, negate the Phantom of U-Bell or something, or stop a hand trap on your turn, it's just a good card. And then my last non-engine card here, or I guess less Synchron related card, Vanadium Reframing. I kind of feel naked not having this on my board. It stops Dark Ruler, it stops Droplet. It's just a good card, but just if you're going first, you have to guarantee you won that game because you're playing Synchron. And this kind of gives you that guarantee. Then my 12 non-engine slots here. So going into this event, I expected it to be only Runic Stun and Yubel, and I decided I'd take the L on Runic Stun game 1 and focus on the Yubel matchup. So hand traps 3 Phantasme, great card, lets you get rid of your bricks. Like you open 2 Tengu, you open too many adventure cards, you just get to fix your hand a little bit. And the big thing this does is you lose to Unchained Soul of Rage, because it outs 3 of your bodies, it turns into SP with 1 of your monsters, SP outs 1, SP outs the second one. You just cannot play. So this thing, being able to negate that, so they can't just out your whole board, is amazing. Plus, you know, if you run against Snake Eye or something, that's pretty good. 3 Droll and Lockbird. Other hand traps against Yubel. I have Drolled Yubel players, and their turn is ended right there. I've never once ashed them and ended their turn, never Veilered them, ended their turn, imperm anything. This is the only card that could Hail Mary, end a turn right there, so it's what I'm running. It performed fine. I like the card. I still run Droll. And then 3 Dark Ruler No More. This card overperformed. It was amazing. I was never unhappy seeing this card. Like, so many boards, it just completely wiped the board, won the game. Especially because right now, since the ban list, a lot of Yubel players have no idea what they're doing with the end board. They don't end on the Desiree and Trap card. Their boards are just so awkward that this wipes most of them. And my last card's 2 Talents and 1 Imperm. Imperm's just another hand trap, and if you get thrusted, or hand trapped going first, you can thrust into Imperm. That's the only real reason it's in here. Debated running Black Goat Laughs, but I don't know. I just wanted the Imperm. But this card is also amazing. It gets you Rite of Armistier, which is your Adventure Engine starter, or it gets you Synchro Overtake for your Synchron starter. This turns into any piece you're missing. You can turn into a Talents if you just need more like board breaking capabilities. It's an amazing card. Love it in Synchron. Now for the extra deck. So I'm gonna run 1 Herald of the Arclight. This card, completely necessary. Some combos, you can use it to start with just to get a negate before you go through them. Otherwise, I always like leaving this against all the Fiendsmith and Yubel type matchups. Like the Macrocosmos effect is just good. It's hard for them to out, especially with like Yubel 0/0 bodies. They just can't deal with it. Plus, it's an Omni negate. Great card. Junk Speeder, mandatory. Excel Synchron, also mandatory. And then Jet Warrior, it's your overtake target. Plus, I've used this so many times just for its bounce effect on summon, just to out something like Phantom or something. Amazing card. Actually, really like using it. Shooting Riser, it's for your Tengu combos. There's some weird hands where you go into this too. You dump a Water Enchantress for follow-up for next turn with it. If you get that far, normally it's going to end turn 1 anyway. Yeah, you just need it if you're running the Tengus. Then Excel Stardust and Stardust for your Immune Speeder combo. Stardust is honestly pretty good by itself too right now. I've had times where I just use the Tengus and go into Stardust Dragon and out Wave King Caesar with it and just other stupid stuff like that. Yubel has a lot of destruction effects, so you can just use this against them. Memento would come up. You can use this to negate stuff. Good card. Crystal Wing. Just, your other negate. You go after you make the speeder, and you usually go right into this to just protect yourself from nib in case your opponent didn't really know what Synchron did and nibbed you too late. Omega, mandatory card. I usually only hand rip 1 with this. We'll do a combos video separately here, and I'll show you that. But the Grave effect too comes up a lot, the shuffling stuff back. You'll see it in the combo video. Visas, one of your combo pieces here, gets you the just other Omni negate. Ravenous Croc Dragon. This card you could cut for something else if you want. I have had games where I've just had bad hands and made this and then drawn into a right or something and then gotten to finish the combo in 1. So I like the card. Didn't really have any other generic cards that I wanted to put in for it. Bestial Dispatter, amazing card. Majestic, you're gonna make this Crimson Dragon targeting Dispatter. This card is great. You don't know what it does. Omni negate, you tribute it for cost. Negate and destroy all cards your opponent controls. Great card. Only issue is during the end phase. it goes back to the extra deck and summons a Stardust Dragon from your grave, which is a mandatory effect. But there's ways around that. And Psychic End Punisher and Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon, you know, just your Majestic Star. Big thing about Psychic End Punisher, people will side in Spooky Dogwood against you. You give them 30,000 life points, whatever, who cares? Next turn, make Psychic End Punisher, battle phase, gain attack, swing for game. It's nice, especially closer to time. Plus, some boards with Tengu Revolution, you can just go into this, and it's kind of hard to deal with. Snake Eye can't really out it effectively anymore. The only thing you have to watch out for is Yubel just crashing into it and killing you. But it's just a nice card. And then go to the side deck here. So the side deck is a little bit odd here. It's a lot of hand traps, but I'm gonna have 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Effect Failure, your Bestials, and your Ogres for hand drops here. So my thoughts with this deck were, going first, I'm always going to want to take out my Dark Ruler No Mores and likely my Phantasmes. So I wanted to have good hand traps aside in going first. Ash Blossom, I always put in going first. It's to stop Mulch Army, which is going to be especially important when the new Mulch Army comes out. Same thing with Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler plus Right is full combo, so you can use this as a starter. Plus it just isn't dead in hand like those other cards would be, so I put this in going first as well. Bestials were just Yubel hate, and Ghost Ogres hit Yubel, hit Tenpai a little bit. It's just a good card. Then other cards, Duster, Triple Cyclone, just back row hate, and then evenly more stun hate and then Yubel hate, because they don't make Desiree. This just wipes their board out. It's really it for the deck profile here. So went 7-3 at the event.
So you said you kept saying Yubel in this deck profile. What were your matchups in these 10 rounds?
So I played against 6 Yubel matchups. I only lost 1 of them. I didn't have any Yubel matchups where I couldn't get through the boards. Like, I'd always clear the Yubel board, no problem. The only games I lost to Yubel was when they had the 2-3 hand traps to back it up after. Like, I get through their board, then they Droll Ash, Imperm me, stuff like that, and I just can't play anymore. So that was kind of annoying, but the only Yubel guy I lost against sided in Phantasmes against me because he didn't know what I was on, and then forgot to take him out, so that kind of felt bad. But yeah, Yubel matchup wasn't too bad. I don't know, I didn't mind it.
Is there any changes you would make going forward?
I would change out the hand trap lineup if it wasn't a 1-deck format right now. I don't think these are exactly all that generic, but I don't know. The Drolls still would hurt Snake Eye with the new stuff, so I don't know. I'm not sure entirely what I'd change. I'd have to mess around with it a little bit. Yeah, my losses, I lost 1 Yubel matchup. I lost to Infernoid, which was, I won the die roll that game. Completely unplayable hand. My opponent activated Engraver, then summoned Diabella Stars. Like, all right, I'm done here. Game 2, win again. Another, just couldn't play the game. Once again, they Diabella Star and Engravered me, and I scooped again. So that match, I spent more time waiting for the match slip to arrive than actually playing. That was done in like 5 minutes. So that was a little unfortunate. But other losses.
Was it Memento's last loss?
Yep, last loss was Memento. Lost the die roll up and no going second cards, and then Brick going first. So those are the only unfortunate losses. Like, I didn't really feel like it was too unplayable any of the games, so I was pretty happy with the list. I think that's about it. Any other questions?
This is the generic part of these videos where I ask if you have any shout-outs you want to make.
Shout out to Kyle for driving, Noah for driving down from Connecticut to come to regionals with us, and Matt for being our mascot all day.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. As Everest said, we're gonna do a second combo tutorial video, and that'll come up right after the deck profile. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.